Imo State's 2025 Economic Summit themed Unlocking Imo's Economic Potential aims to transform the state into a new investment frontier with commitments on infrastructure, energy, policy support, and the summit seeks to attract investors, create jobs, and drive real economic growth. Focus now is turning these ambitious plans into tangible results for citizens and businesses. Joining me for this conversation now, Mr. Jerry Chukwueke is a public affairs analyst, former chief technical advisor to the Imo State governor. Join me right here in the studio. It's great to have you, sir. Good morning.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, I was watching the summit, last week, and I was surprised, at the lineup, sort of likes of Boris Johnson, Ban Ki-moon, other big names. What's the significance of these big names coming for this summit?
Well, it just clearly demonstrated the capacity of our governor in drawing attention to Imo State economic and investment opportunities. It was a great political economy show. To achieve that, he needed to attract people whose names will resonate across the globe to come and experience Imo in terms of the opportunities we have economically and the investment opportunities, and to essentially also testify to the fact that Imo is more and more secure for business and investment. Former Prime Minister Boris Johnson was very clear in his speech. He said, listen, I feel very safe in Imo State. And that was quite weighty. So our governor did a great job. And keep in mind what the strategy is here. He's planning for the future of Imo State. So, and what are those future? Well, what does that pertain? He first deliberately focused on infrastructural transformation. So he built quality roads and bridges and drainage, street lights and all. And then the major cities, particularly Owerri, Olo, and parts of Okigwe, now he's moving on the rural roads. Then he focused on the Orashi Energy City. Imo State has the only free trade gas zone in the southeast. Bear in mind that we are the gateway to the southeast. And so he's focused on that. Over 140,000 square hectares of land for agro-business and hydrocarbon opportunities. And he's doing a great job attracting them as well, just as we did see on the second day of the summit, where, for example, Walter Smith is building a 70 megawatts of power in Imo, first stage 35, being funded by the Africa Finance Corporation. Beyond that, our governor established one of the biggest industrial parks in the southeast, and working hard towards the dredging of Oguta Lake and the Orashi River access to the sea.
That's quite interesting,
So we can go on and on. And look at this. We have in Imo State as a major opportunity, and his strategy for power supply, even now, invested to draw power from the national grid in specific power infrastructure to start to power strategic areas of Imo State starting this December, even before the Orashi Energy City is ready. So here we go. The Imo International Cargo Airport is ready. Facilities are all pretty much activated. And so we have major opportunities in agriculture, processing, and being able to move goods across the country and process goods across the country and outside of Nigeria. And including things like feed. When you talk about establishing feed farms, very important. And so all of the processing opportunities are there. And then the technology part that is built, invested in the Imo Digital City, trained over 40,000 young people who are now part of the global economy and global workforce opportunities. And now, Zynox Technologies pledged over $5 million a few days ago to also build an incubation center of technology-driven and information tech young people
it's fantastic.
For employment. So we have huge opportunities. Right. Dangote also is interested in gas processing and fertilizer plant.
What did Mr. Dangote say again? He said something.
He said, tell me where I'm convinced that you're ready, Mr. Governor. Tell me where you want me to invest, and I'm ready because I'm looking at the opportunities in the hydrocarbon, gas processing, and fertilizer plant. And he means business. So we have many people. And bear in mind, Imo people have lots of highly successful entrepreneurs. I mean, in logistics, in oil and gas, all manners of opportunities, and also in the diaspora. So we have them in the business of tourism. We have them in the business of medical technology and medical tourism. Imo has huge educated workforce. So we have great opportunities.
Right. And
we have a group, and I just leave you with this for a moment.
Right.
A group of Imo key players in the business industry and professionals called the Imo Economic Development Initiative, chaired by former INEC chairman, Professor Maurice Iwu. And we are engaging currently to further collaborate with the governor to flesh out his vision for Imo. So Imo is open for business, and I think the governor's speech captured that very well.
Well, fantastic, and you've painted quite a picture, there. And I remember, visiting Imo State as a kid, because that's where my mom's from. So I visited her village in Imbise, and I'm wondering, what's Imbise like?
Well, guess
at this point?
Guess what? You should visit.
Because you mentioned the rural areas.
Are you kidding me? You should visit. So here's the deal. From Owerri, the city of Owerri, to Umuahia, which is the route of the Imbise local government, is high-quality infrastructure with drainage and street lights. You won't recognize it. It takes now some 30 minutes to get to Umuahia from Owerri, and you crisscross the Imbise local government. So the governor's infrastructure transformation is on ground for all to see, and his focus, the way we're experiencing it, is now the rural roads. And to focus on rural roads, working with local governments to ensure that the transformation is felt more in the local areas.
Right.
And I think that's a great thing.
All right, so several sectors were highlighted: agriculture, manufacturing, energy, technology, innovation that you've mentioned, mining. How realistic is Imo State to attract investment to all of these sectors simultaneously?
Yes.
Or should we just focus on one?
Well, so, see, that's the local investors' opportunities now. Because you know that foreign investment is founded on the confidence level of local investors. They go where local investors are. And that's where the Imo Economic Development Initiative, working to support the governor, will play an important part. Because many of our entrepreneurs are on the ground in Nigeria, and they can showcase where this can go. For example, Imo has one of the most significant proven reserves of natural gas. And that's feedstock for power generation. And with power, everything else opens up. And that is why they focus on Orashi Energy City, which will come on stream in due course, but making great progress, will be very significant. And then the industrial park. Listen, what we want is for companies, manufacturing, processing, to come situate in the gas-free zone. Because the governor is laid out even a digitalized root title document assessment and ease of doing business. So people can have their documents, root title documents, without delays, and have bankable documents to raise funds for investment. Very important for us. And then to create more and more road infrastructure. So we link market, the whole business of farm-to-market strategy. So the vision for Imo is clear, and he's laid a solid foundation. We now have to take it from there, keep fleshing it out.
Right.
And that's the point. So can we do several things simultaneously? Yes, because we can do agricultural value chain. We can do power generation to feed Imo and neighboring states. Imo, in terms of the agricultural value chain, Imo being a gateway, its feedstock is at the southeast. Because the main game with that, keeping an eye on the international cargo airport that is ready, and that an international cargo airport that is now 24/7 functional in a true sense, then you have a chance to process agricultural products, the agricultural value chain, and move them out and get them to the markets on time. So that's important. So while you're doing that, Imo is strong in tourism, hotels and restaurants. We have over 70% hotel occupancy rate in Imo State year-round, and it's only getting better. More so now with the strategic power supply. So we have a whole lot of things. Medical tourism, a lot of investments come to Imo from the diaspora. And so this whole economic summit was also designed to encourage Imos in the diaspora to bring home some more money.
Right.
Because we need to create more and more jobs.
And,
so
bringing in more money, definitely FDI. I want to see more FDIs.
Absolutely.
More than FPIs.
Absolutely.
At this point. But, for you, what would you say are the risks to these big plans, for Imo State?
Okay, so here. The governors laid the foundation. Now, the future of Imo, and those who understand his agenda and the transformation agenda must be prepared to take it to that next level you're talking about. They have to be prepared. Now, in addition to that, if you look at the workforce that is growing by day, technology-wise, being equipped as part of the global workforce, that's important for that future. But the foundation is laid. He can't do everything. He's got 2 more years or so to go. And he's going to stay on it just to lay that solid foundation for Imo takeoff. We're on the wrong way, but we now need to continue the transformation. And part of it also is to continue to improve security. So security is improving. We're not quite all there, but there is progress, and we just have to keep that forward momentum. And that will help very much.
Fantastic. Thank you for mentioning security there. And, for painting the picture of what to expect for Imo State. It was great having you for this conversation. Sir, Mr. Jerry Chukwueke is a political economist and a former chief technical advisor to the Imo State governor. It was great having you.
Thank you very much. I had fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much.